All right, we're going to look at scatterplots. Scatterplots are a way to compare two numeric variables and understand the relationship between them. So this is county level data for Texas, and I want to look at the rate of opioid prescriptions, and I'm curious if that has any relationship to the ratio of primary care physicians. So to make a scatterplot, I'm going to take one of my numeric variables, drag it to columns. I'm going to take the other numeric variable, I'm going to drag it to rows. When I do that, I'm probably just going to get 1 point, and that's because it is aggregating all my data. So it's taking all of those different numbers for the counties and adding them up. And what I want to do is, when I make a scatter plot, I want to see 1 point for every row in my data. So I'm going to come up to analysis, and I'm going to make sure that aggregate measures is unchecked. So now I have 1 point for every row in my data. So each of these is a county, and I'm looking for the rough relationship between them. And the way that we read these is as the x-axis increases, what happens to the y-axis. So as more opioids are prescribed, I see that roughly the number of primary care physicians per 100,000 people goes up. Now, something that is important to understand about scatterplots is that I typically want the variable that I think causes the other variable to go on the x-axis if there is a causal relationship. So I don't think that opioid prescriptions causes there to be more primary care physicians. I think it's more likely that as there are more primary care physicians, I am going to see more opioid prescriptions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the axis here. So now that I would read this as the number of primary care physicians in a county goes up, the rate of opioid prescriptions also goes up. And that's how we read scatterplots.